Sometimes after seeing tough questions, we feel that the whole paper is tough.
Yes.
So, and sometimes seeing tough questions, we feel like the whole topic or the subject is tough. There are simple topics everywhere.
Yes,
In
absolutely.
cons, in reasoning, everywhere there are some simple topics.
So hello everyone. Today we have Ujjwal Jaiswal. इन्होंने recently SEBI Grade A 2025 एग्जाम क्लियर किया है. So this was his very first attempt और first attempt में ही इन्होंने ये एग्जाम बहुत अच्छे तरीके से क्लियर किया है. So first of all we would like to congratulate him. So he is a CA और इनका काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट लॉ में भी था, तो इन्होंने LLB भी की, साथ के साथ CS भी किया, CFA Level 1 also. So a whole lot as far as the career is concerned. And इसके बाद इन्होंने सेबी के बारे में जाना while he was going through his CA training. उस टाइम पे इन्हें पता चला and he came into this preparation journey. फर्स्ट टाइम में ही सेबी इन्होंने क्लियर किया एंड उन्होंने यहाँ से EduTap से टेस्ट सीरीज ली थी एंड ही आल्सो गेव द मॉक इंटरव्यू. सो इनको काफ़ी हेल्प हुई, उससे बता रहे थे. एंड ही वाज स्पेशली मेंशनिंग तनिका मैम, उनसे काफ़ी बात होती थी इनकी और उन्होंने काफ़ी सपोर्ट एंड हेल्प किया, बता रहे थे. अंचित सर ऑफ कोर्स एंड कुलदीप सर ड्यूरिंग द मॉक इंटरव्यू. सो इट्स ग्रेट टू हैव यू. वुड यू लाइक टू से अ फ्यू थिंग्स?
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the entire team. Thanks a lot. That's it.
ओके. सो किसी को कुछ पूछना आप पूछ सकते हैं.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, जैसे आपने फर्स्ट टाइम पे ही क्लियर किया एग्जाम, मतलब बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जिनसे हम बात करते हैं और उनको फर्स्ट टाइम में बहुत एक मतलब कंफ्यूजन होता है, होगा नहीं होगा. सेम शायद आपके साथ भी होगा ऐसे. तो आपने इसमें कैसे अपने आप को मतलब एक प्लान बनाया होगा या कुछ ऐसा, क्या प्रिपरेशन करनी है?
मेरा बिलीफ ये है मैम कि वी शुड कंट्रोल व्हाट इज़ विद इन आवर कंट्रोल and results is definitely not in our control. Only what we can do is focus well on our preparation, identify the areas which are our weak areas, focus on our strength, try to maximize the points on our strength while also letting weaknesses not obstruct you from getting selected. So building on strength and working on weaknesses, that's the
सो उज्ज्वल वाज मेंशनिंग, जैसे हमारी बात हो रही थी कि जो भी इन्होंने किया वन स्टेप एट अ टाइम, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें इन्होंने अचीव की. एंड इवन ड्यूरिंग द मॉक इंटरव्यू भी इन्हें कहा जा रहा था कि सेबी एक्चुअली वांट्स पीपल लाइक यू. सो दैट्स अ ग्रेट अचीवमेंट एंड ही बिलीव्स कि माइंडसेट इज़ द राइट थिंग जिस पर हमें ज़्यादा वर्क करना चाहिए. एंड अ राइट माइंडसेट, उसके साथ प्रिपरेशन स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर आप कर रहे हो तो विल डेफिनेटली रीच योर गोल. सो ग्रेट टू हैव यू उज्ज्वल.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
He writes, I thank EduTap for extending support during my SEBI Grade A preparation. The mock interviews helped me assess myself and improve on the areas which needed attention. The team has been supportive and responded well on time. I again thank the entire team for their support and cooperation. To all the future aspirants, all the best to you. Focus on the process, take one step at a time, be confident, consistent, and motivated throughout the journey. Always believe in yourself. So you're part of the Wall of Fame. आप प्लीज़ यहाँ पे लगा दीजिए.
Thank you.
This is an Achievers badge. You can wear it. And here is a small gift.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, it will help you in managing your finances and money in future, I hope.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Success Stories. Here we have Ujjwal Kumar Jaiswal, who has recently cleared SEBI Grade A 2025 exam in the very first attempt. He has completed his Chartered Accountancy, LLB as well as CS. There's a whole lot that we can learn from his journey. First of all, we would like to congratulate Ujjwal on this wonderful achievement. And how are you feeling right now, Ujjwal?
It's a great feeling. I'm sure everyone would be feeling the same. So thank you so much, sir, for your kind words.
Great. So we'll delve into Ujjwal's preparation journey, the educational background, how he came into this preparation journey, everything, and it would be a whole lot of things that people who are preparing ahead for the SEBI Grade A exam would be learning. First things first, Ujjwal. So, would you like to mention about your educational background and how did you come into this journey of preparation for SEBI exam and you cleared it in the very first attempt? Would you like to mention about that journey?
So I did my 10th, and thereafter I took commerce, and 11th 12th I did my commerce, and thereafter I started my BCom as well as the CA journey. The CA journey began at that point of time, and once BCom was done, then I pursued law, and in the very last year of law I started with my CS as well, and CA I completed in the third year of law.
Okay.
So after this I got placed through my CA campus placement program, and then through a training I got to know about SEBI exam, that SEBI conducts this exam, because there were people from the organization who were discussing about this exam. So I got interested in that. I looked at the syllabus. I saw a lot of syllabus was overlapping with what I have already studied in my CA and law curriculum. So in the 2025 in the year 2025, when the notification came, I filled the form, and that's how the journey of this exam began.
Great, right? So, a very promising career, I would say, already, and now you have cleared SEBI. That must be a great feeling. So, moving into the part where you mentioned that you were preparing for chartered accountancy, and also you are also preparing for this law. You have a very passion, or I would say a whole lot of attraction towards law, as you were mentioning. Would you mention anything about that?
Yes. So I'm very passionate about law. I had no clue what I should be doing. Firstly, I took commerce. So after 12th, CA was not a decision that was made before. So because my college students all were doing CA, so I also went with the flow at that point of time. And then when I started CA, so in the CA course, there is a subject called law.
Yeah.
We study corporate law, and the very first lecture of Contract Act 1872, our teacher, I would give credits to the teacher as well. His approach towards law was very different. So whenever he used to teach something, he used to give a lot of examples, and he used to divide the whole class into two parts. One was in the petitioner, other would have been the other party, so counterparty, and then he would just give the case law. So the very first case that came in front of us was Belfort versus Pelfort.
Okay.
So, and I could argue well in that, and that motivated me a lot, and that felt like, okay, this is something which I'm very passionate about. I should pursue this.
Great.
By that time I had already began my BCom, so I could not pursue at that point of time, and CA was going on. So once I cleared the BCom exam, I then pursued law, LLB, and also along with that I thereafter pursued CS. So that's how the law journey began, and I'm really passionate about law, and CA also made me passionate about finance. So these two are my areas where I have focused a lot upon.
Of course, Ujjwal's background has helped a lot as far as the clearing the SEBI exam is concerned, and also the passion for these subjects, law, and also while you're preparing for CA. All of that has helped a lot. We would be learning how these things have actually given this wonderful result and learning a whole lot in that regard. Now coming to this SEBI examination, SEBI 2025, I would definitely want to ask you that it was different from the previous papers, right? And also, since you had a background in these particular subjects which you have to prepare for SEBI, would you like to mention about your preparation journey a little, and also the examination when you were giving the 2025 examination, how things were there and how was the feeling?
So I continued my studies even after my CA was done, since I was associated with law, then CS. So my journey, there was never a gap year of studies. It has been a continuous journey, and what I've realized from the whole process is that we should not worry too much about the outcome.
Yes.
We should focus on the inputs. We should focus on enhancing our knowledge and getting interested in the subjects that we study. So when I looked at the syllabus, I could find accounts, I could find finance, I could find corporate law, and those were really interesting subjects to me.
Yes.
So the only thing which I needed at that point of time was active recall and good amount of revision. So I drafted a plan that this is how I'm going to go through each topic separately. At the very same time, for someone who is starting afresh, not having a background in these areas, I would say the basic foundation of my accountancy is the 11th standard. It's not the CA. CA, of course, deals with accountancy, but if your basics are not clear, it might happen that you might not clear the first level, because first level is completely out of 11th and 12th standard, the basic foundation stone. So if someone wants to improve his accountancy, it's better to first learn what is debit, what is credit, what types of accounts are there, what is the fundamental accounting assumption, what is a journal entry, what is a ledger, So this would not help this would help in any exam that he will be giving. So we should be focusing on building ourselves rather than focusing on any specific exam, because that knowledge will help us everywhere. So, and as you talked about the toughness of the paper, I would say it doesn't matter. If your preparation is good and you believe in yourself, then you really don't care about whether the paper is tough or easy. You just care about whether you are going to give your best or not. So you should have your standard set. If you can solve 90 questions, you should be solving those 90 questions. It should not be like the cutoff is this much, so I should be solving this much. I should be happy with that. So always set a standard for yourself. Like in costing, we have standard costing. So you should have those kind of standards in your life as well, and that will help you accelerate and get better results in life.
So coming into the specifics now, like you already have a background and you must be one of the best persons to tell us how, to all the people who are preparing for the upcoming exams, every exam, that how to prepare for these specific subjects. Like there are people from diverse backgrounds. Someone has done engineering and something. So they generally have little fear with respect to approaching these subjects like commerce accountancy, costing, companies act. So what should be the approach and how to cover these subjects in a manner that, as you said, they get a basic understanding also, and they're also, of course, the aim of clearing the exam is something is there in their mind. So how to prepare these subjects specifically, what would you mention?
So I would say always have a application based approach.
Yes.
So whatever you are learning, actually that's going to be applied in certain way in your life. Let's start with accounts, let's say. So accounts is one of the most beautiful subjects I've ever come across, to be very frank. The dual entry concept, like every debit has a credit. If you talk about the Newton's law as well, every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yes.
So actually you can feel it, the balance sheet gets tallied at last. If it's not tallied, it's not a balance sheet.
It is not valid. Yes.
So I would say once you start understanding, once you start liking the subject, you will get to those nuances which you might not be able to see if you don't have that kind of approach. Let's say someone is starting accounting afresh. He does not know anything. He first needs to know what are the various types of accounts, what is the golden rule of accounting, what are the fundamental accounting assumptions, and this will help him to build blocks. Now many people would question that this might not be asked in this exam, but this is important. When you are analyzing a balance sheet, let's say, you can't directly jump to how a balance sheet is to be analyzed. You first get to know how it is being prepared. Then you will get to know what could be the mistakes, what are the areas that you need to look after. So I would say 11th, 12th, or even the CPT, right now it's CA Foundation, those are the building blocks, because the intermediate of CA exam is a tougher level rather than foundation. So foundation is a composition of 11th and 12th, then intermediate comes, you start studying advanced accounting, and then the final is a totally different ball game altogether. So this exam is also divided into stages,
Mhm.
because you need to clear one stage, you have certain understanding, then you are eligible for the further steps. What we often do a lot of mistakes in is jumping to the last step first. Like someone who think ki accounting is easy, he might, the moment you give him the CA final ke books, he might start finding it very difficult,
Of course.
because those books are really voluminous. But if you give if there is a stage wise process, then once he clears the CA foundation, then the CA intermediate, then the CA final, he is better equipped. So we learn from every stages. Now let's talk about accounting. You need to actually get your basics clear. Once your basics are clear, you will start enjoying the subject. Now coming to other subjects like finance. So finance also we studied in the intermediate and final level itself. There was no finance at the beginning, because finance requires knowledge of accounting to a certain extent. Because finance and then there are concepts like Gordon formula. You need to know what is KE, what is D1, and those are the concepts that you know. What is the cost of equity? KE is cost of equity, and D1 is the expected dividend. So rather than jumping into the formulas, you first need to understand the concepts. First need to understand what is finance, why we are studying the whole subject, what is the reason behind that, and also you need to focus a lot more on current affairs, so that you can interlink it. You can, if you are studying any concepts, you can actually see, okay, let's say the expected growth in the company, you have projected this much, then in the you get the results, and you could find what has been the scenario, whether your projections were good or not. That gives us separate. So it's not specifically towards preparing for any exam, but preparing for yourself, building yourself to gain some knowledge about the field, and that will help you throughout your life. So don't just focus on the exam, prepare for your whole life. Now the next let's talk about law. So law, as I've really been passionate about, because I studied it from a different angle. I never tried to memorize the section number. I used to remember it instantaneously because of the research that I used to do in the background. So whenever you are studying law, have a bare act in front of you. It might be difficult initially to go through the bare act. You need explanations. That's why you need to refer author's book. But if you start from that, and you have the case laws in front of you, like for every section, if you could find a case law, you should try to find it. Then that case law will tell you a story. It's very difficult to remember a factual information while you can remember a story. Like this case has been fought, let's say the legal intention case, Balfour versus Balfour. Like the moment Balfour versus Balfour is okay, it's a contract out of love and emotion is not, and any agreement out of love and emotion is not enforceable. It does not have legal validity because legal intention is missing. So you will remember those stories. Now coming to management or subject like management, you need to have active recall in place. You need to have spaced repetition. You need to actually have certain ways like memory techniques or the cards, so that you can revise it whenever you have some free time. Because and once you understand those concepts as well, you might have some clarity. Okay, this answer may be wrong. Because this seems right or this seems wrong. Matlab, you'll be able to be in a position where you can tell, this does not feel right. So this has been, okay, I missed one subject, costing. So costing, I would say, like I said, for the subjects, it's also a very practical subject. Because selling price, cost price, to tell you in simple terms, selling price minus cost price is the profit. This is a formula that we have studied, and this we can see in the market as well. We can go to any vendor, ask him what is his selling price, what is his cost price. We can determine how much profitable he is. But these are the important concepts. Like, and then comes standard costing, advanced level of costing that you need to come across. That is actually also simple. if we understand it from the perspective of production department and purchase department, then you'll get to know ki why we take actual quantity, why we take standard price
Yes.
in calculating variances, and why it's a favorable variance and why it's a adverse variance. Also, you'll get to know from that aspect. So, application based learning is the key, I would say. And for anyone starting from the scratch, it's better to first focus on basics. Once your basics are
Right.
clear, then you can build upon those basics, and then any exam that you give, then you'd be able to actually evaluate yourself in a better way. Because if you have a rote learning mindset, then sometimes the question might come which you have memorized and you are
Yes,
scoring.
sometimes
It won't. So we should try to avoid as much uncertainties as we can, and that's one of the most important things. So the CA journey has been one of the most critical journey of my life. It taught me a lot of things, and one of the most important thing that it taught me is always set your expectations low. No matter how good you think you have performed, still you should not think that you're gonna score the exact marks in any exam.
Yes.
So always try to increase your hard work while not worrying too much about the results, because results are not in your hands. So this has been the journey so far.
Yes, great to know. Great to know that you went through all of that, and application-based study is something that you have practiced, right? Knowing the story behind what has happened. Generally, we like you were mentioning about Companies Act, that you went through the case laws also, and then try to understand the story. Of course, you have a background that is a different thing. So yeah, this is something that aspirants can also adopt. That go for understanding the basics really well, and application based thing will it is something that is going to help them really greatly. So it was wonderful to understand how you prepared for these subjects. Coming to the part, like if we talk about descriptive English and even paper 1 of phase 1, so I would say QRE and the GA part, okay? So these are something a little new, right? So how did you plan out for the preparation for that, and also the descriptive English part as far as phase 2 is concerned? Would you like to mention?
The most important aspect of any exam, if you are giving any exam, is knowing yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
Yes.
Some people might be weak in quants while might be really good in VARC, like the English section.
Yes, absolutely.
Some might be not so good in English but great in quants. So you need to understand the examination pattern. You need to see whether you have to score really good marks in each section, or you can just score really good marks in one section. But at the same time, you should prepare a bit for every section. It should not come like, if you're giving an exam and the one section comes tough, you thought you are really good at that, but it's tough. You aren't able to solve it. It should not be like you won't be able to solve the cons or the reasoning part or the general knowledge part. So you actually need to understand and improve on your weaknesses while building on your strengths. So that would be the most critical aspect of the preparation. Coming to quants and reasoning, so the examination pattern is such that you need 30%. So I've been an avid reader, and I try to improve on my quants because I've been out of practice for a long time. And general knowledge, if you are a reader and you read newspaper daily, then it helps you build your general knowledge. So overall, and not worrying too much about the result, that has helped me not to create too much pressure. And also I gave 2 streams exam. So mine was general plus legal.
Okay.
So I was not having pressure at all, rather than I was enjoying the journey, that I'm getting to read about those subjects again.
Absolutely. Okay, that's great to know. So we need to understand, like many a times what aspirants do is they leave one of the subject, or like QRE, they don't do the GA part, or they just focus on one of the things, like more on English or something. So we should see that you don't take a risk. Like many a times it might happen that English might be very tough. That can happen next time. So you should be doing the other things also. A little at least to the level what you can do.
I'd
Is
advise
something.
one thing.
Yes.
Sometimes after seeing tough questions, we feel that the whole paper is tough.
Yes.
So, and sometimes seeing tough questions, we feel like the whole topic or the subject is tough. There are simple topics everywhere.
Yes,
In
absolutely.
quants, in reasoning, everywhere there are some simple topics which a person can do. So, if you are not good in quants, at least do those topics. Do the arithmetic. Be good in arithmetic. I mean, that is something that is achievable.
All have
So,
done.
rather than focusing on tough areas, because our mind is such that the moment we say something is tough, it is like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yes.
I won't be able to do that. We start self-doubting ourselves. But when we say, okay, this is easy, this is just addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Okay, I've done this. I'm going to be able to do it. This is how we should actually approach and speak to ourselves in such a way that we become interested in doing those areas. It does not tough and easy. I would say is a very subjective term. One thing which is tough to other might be easy to other.
Yes.
It's all about how you perceive those things. And what I've learned is if you give enough time in any subject, you can become an expert after some point of time. But you need to be willing to give those much time, because I'm also lazy with some like if someone gives me a subject to study which I'm really not interested in, or I've not studied, but my approach would be always to find to see what are the interesting areas in that subject as well, in a non-interesting thing, and how can I make myself curious, because the moment I'm curious, I'm going to learn it.
Yes. I think yes, we can explore this part and actually try to learn things. Even if there are in everything, we have the easy areas. Also, we have some interesting areas. So we can start from there, and if time permits, build on that and go for the difficult ones. So that is great to know. Now, also, we'd like to know that as this exam is concerned, the descriptive English part is also something that matters a whole lot. What was your strategy with respect to descriptive English? Would you like to mention?
Not any specific strategy as such. Rather, I focused on the conceptual understanding first. Like if I have to write an essay, and there are various types or the categories of essays that might come, or that might be my assumption that might come. So whatever I know, I should have a plan. How, if something relating to finance is coming, how am I going to approach it?
Yes.
If something related to economy is going to come in the exam, then how am I going to approach it? So you need to have the framework, and that helps us a lot. So having a framework, like what is going to be in the introduction, what is going to be in the body, and what is going to be in the conclusion, and this should be yours. You might have studied it. You can't prepare essay in just a day.
Yes, it takes time.
It takes time. At the same time, whatever you have studied, you can use it.
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I studied essay was in class 1.
Yes. Okay.
An essay on cow. So I can't say ki nahi, I've never studied essay. Lot of times we say ki nahi, I've not prepared well. What is prepare? So the moment you are studying for something, you are preparing for it. No, you don't need to think that ki exam is going to be there only, then I'm going to prepare. So our focus should be on when we are reading a book also. That also we can use in our. I'm an avid reader, so I have a lot of things which I can quote in an essay.
Yes.
Because those I got from the book itself. So at the very same time, every examination has different patterns. So you need to understand the pattern of the examination. You need to go through the previous year questions
Yes.
to understand ki what is the demand of the examination, in which area the exam actually wants to prepare you for. So accordingly you can adjust your preparation. But the core thing is that ki preparation should not be like haphazard manner. It should there should be some standard. There should be some framework. There should be some process.
Absolutely.
You should list down the things and then start taking one by one item, the categories that you might think this may be asked.
Yes, that's great to know. So I hope the aspirants are picking up the part wherein you have to set a proper mindset as far as the examination is concerned. At every stage, Ujjwal is telling us about the mindset that you need to have. Okay, and based upon that, how preparation becomes very easy. The process itself becomes very satisfying, right? So this is something that we can aim for and note down properly. Yes, coming to the part wherein you gave your interview. So, what would you suggest to all the aspirants who are preparing? Is it like you need to develop a personality for the interview, or is it like whatever we are studying and all of those things are something that would help? I remember you were mentioning some specific points. So, would you like to?
I would say
tell
it's a
about that?
combination of both.
Hmm.
You have knowledge,
Yes.
but how are you going to present it? That will matter a lot. So
Absolutely.
personality definitely matters a lot. While also you can't say something that you are not sure about or that you don't know in depth about.
Hmm.
So whatever you have studied, you actually can have examples. Study in such a manner that you have examples for, or if you are working aspirant, then you can have some instances. If you have worked on a project, then you can have the cases that you have worked on. Have some examples. So in case any cross question comes in any interview, then you would be able to answer it.
Hmm.
And don't bluff. I would say this
Yes.
because whatever you are saying, that may have a cross question.
Mhm.
So if you bluff and you don't know something, you will be stuck. So it's better to say I don't know, or I may learn
Read
about
on-
it,
Yes.
read about it, rather than bluffing in the interview. And be honest, be calm. A lot of people become anxious the moment they think about interview. One of the advice that I received is ki think it like, talking with you, like let's say I'm talking with you.
Yes.
This is also an interview.
Hmm.
But the moment the context changes, like I have to give interview in front of a
For
very
SEBI.
serious person, I become anxious.
Yeah.
So we need to tell our minds ki nahi, we can do it. We should have that kind of attitude ki we should be calm in chaos. Being calm in chaotic situation as well, that helps. It could be sometimes the interview could be stressful. A lot of things are there, but how can you manage your calmness? That will define your personality. And actually results you should not worry about. A lot of people think, okay, I may or may not get selected for giving an exam, or I may be successful, unsuccessful. They have self-doubts.
Hmm.
Avoid those self-doubts. Replace it with confidence.
Yes.
Be confident because you have come so far. You have studied for a very long period of time. You know something. A lot of people say ki nahi, I don't know. You have studied till 10th, let's say. You have studied till 12th. You are a graduate.
Yes.
You know something. You just need to articulate it well and get to know yourself. So interview is I would point where it's more about knowing yourself,
Hmm.
knowing your mistakes, and knowing the areas which you need to improve upon. And accordingly, you can plan your interview.
Yes, so as Anshit sir says, it's 80% mindset and 20% the content. So we are getting to know a whole lot about that we need to have a very good mindset, positive mindset, and go ahead. Now coming to the part wherein like we were talking also, and you mentioned that you gave certain mock interviews and that did help. Would you like to mention about that?
Yeah, so I joined the mock interviews, and that helped me reflect upon myself, the areas which I need to improve. And it's actually advisable to give mock. Anyone who is preparing, it's advisable to give test series. First thing is concept building,
Yes.
and then solving as much questions as you can within the limited time that you have.
Available.
So you should always try to maximize that, because that will help you develop understanding about various questions. It's not about whether the question is going to be asked in the exams or not. What if it's asked? And even if it is not asked, at least it will help you develop an understanding. So mock tests are very important. The interview helps you analyze yourself better. Rather than just writing the main exam, it's better to first know yourself, know your mistakes, and have some time to work on it and be a better version of yourself on the actual day of the interview. So it's very important, and I think everyone already knows this. The only thing is ki it needs to be a process. Like everyone there is scope of improvement for everyone. So if you are getting a remark or a feedback that these are the areas which you need to improve, you don't need to panic.
Absolutely.
Just simply improve those areas. Matlab, keep it simple.
Mhm.
Don't overthink about anything, like how this is going to impact. I don't have much time. A lot of self-doubts you have. So try to be positive. Try to have believe in yourself. This is the most important aspect. If you don't, then who will?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
so mock test and mock interviews definitely helps everyone.
Great. Okay, that's great to know. Now, coming to the part that you must have referred to some of the sources. Would you like to mention which sources did you refer for preparing? Obviously, you have your own background and you have that material, but what would you advise like a person who is actually preparing for these exams? Which sources they should
This
refer to?
exam actually allowed me to reflect on my educational journey that I've come through. So again, I went through the CA curriculum notes,
Mhm.
the LLB acts,
Yes.
contract, constitution, and other laws, and to be very specific towards the exam, because I don't know the paper pattern or what previous year questions have been asked. So I need certain material to work on that. So in that, I got the book, the 1900 MCQs book, and then I also enrolled because I didn't want to miss practicing questions.
Yes.
I also enrolled for the question bank or the test series, and thereafter the interview came. So all this material jointly helped me together. So at last it's practice. You need to practice a lot of questions in order to, but practice without conceptual understanding is like being uncertain again. So we should not wait for the results to tell us what the result is going to be. We should know yourself okay, this is what I have studied and this is what I have solved. So this helps us to evaluate in a much better way. And at last, it's a competitive exam. I would always tell anyone, whoever is preparing for any exam, it's the probability of failure is much higher than the probability of success in probabilistic term. So we should have certain moments of successes, like we should give some other exams. We should try to have some moments of success, and it could be a test series, let's say.
Yes.
It might boost your confidence, or like in my case, it has been the professional exams that I've given, the CS exam, let's say, because I got really interested in law, so I wanted to pursue that as well, and I cleared. So that boosted my confidence a bit further. Okay, law is something interesting and I actually enjoy it.
Yes.
Likewise, if you are preparing for any exam where this commerce, accountancy, finance, other things are there, you can try to find out courses. A lot of people have actually spoken with me, like, if someone is interested in finance, CFA is the course. CFA he can pursue. Like I cleared the CFA level 1 because I got interested and got to know about CFA.
Great.
So likewise, you should have those small moments of successes to boost your confidence in whatever way you want. And eventually everyone has their own paths and will get to that point. I wish everyone the best.
Great to know that. So you basically referred to EduTap's test series, and also you gave the mock interview here.
Yes.
That is what you were mentioning. Yes, coming to the part wherein it's not that whenever we achieve something, it is that it's only our own hard work. There are many people that help us as far as the achievement is concerned. So would you like to mention what was the support from your family and friends, right? Of course, you had a very promising career already, and then you came into this part of preparation for SEBI. So would you like to mention their support in this regard?
My family has been very supportive, and my friends and his family, they have been very supportive, I must tell you. There were moments when I could doubt myself whether I can do it, but they would always have this belief that no, you can do it, you are going to do it. And that kind of motivation and encouragement when you have from people around yourself, So after every exam, I've given a lot of exams. So some exams were not up to my standard. I used to tell them ki nahi, nahi, this is not, I didn't perform well, I didn't give my best this day, but they were like, nahi, nahi, you are gonna clear it. And when the results used to come, they were like, I told you, you are going to clear it.
That's great.
So having such a supportive family and friends actually helps us a lot, and it's their success as well. It's not just mine success. There were days when my friend's family actually took good care of me, and like there are moments when you feel at your low. You
Low,
need someone
yes.
to speak to. I have a friend with whom I can speak at any point of time.
If you want,
so
you can
those-
mention the name.
So those people matters a lot, and we celebrate together. And failure and success after a certain point of time doesn't matter. It's the process that matters, and result is not in our hands. We should not focus too much on results, get anxious about the results. We should rather, failure is a part of life, I would say. I'm getting off the context, but
Yes.
this is important. Failure is a part of life, and we should not let it define ourselves. Rather, we define our success using that failure. And success is not measured by awards, medals, or trophies like we have won. It's measured by the difference between what you are capable of and what you have actually achieved. And I always believe I can increase my capability.
Absolutely.
And that has been the journey so far, and that would be the advice to anyone. There are many careers opportunities, like there's no
It's not the
limit.
end of the world.
So
Yes.
whatever exams you are giving, enjoy the process. Don't worry too much about the results. Learn something from the whole process, and that learning will help you throughout your life.
Okay. So finally, there are many wonderful aspirants that are preparing for this exam, for the upcoming cycle. So would you like to say anything more to them? Of course, we have given the entire thing is for them, but yeah, anything else that you would want to tell them?
I would tell them that enjoy the journey. It's going to be a beautiful journey, and when you actually achieve it, it's gonna be much more beautiful for you. But at the same time, even if you don't achieve it, if you go through the whole process, you will realize that you have learned something from the whole process, and that's going to help you throughout your life. And you can give the exam again, or you can give other exams, or whatever exams you are going to give in life. Or if you want to choose any career in the field of finance, accountancy, you would be in a better position to make your career in that field. So enjoy the journey and always believe in yourself.
Great to know that, and it was wonderful talking to you. Once again, I would like to congratulate you from the side of the entire team of EduTap, and wishing you all the best for whatever you do in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.